Hi guys, for today's video, I will be tackling more on a complete roadmap for becoming a full stack developer. So mostly this roadmap will tackle based on my experience and what are the things that I've used. So in this case, I will be more on general or unbiased in terms of the technology or programming language that I've used. I will not say that use this type of programming language or technology stack because this is the one that I am using. I will be also recommending use guys of some additional parts of the roadmap. It might be AI or some deployment or CI/CD and such. This is to help you also with your uh, career development or coding journey. So this can also level up your skills or leverage your skills. And this roadmap can help you or guide you step by step. We will break it down into key milestones. It can be the front-end technology, back-end technology, and database management. And we can also add some CI/CD or DevOps for this one. So don't worry for this one. It sounds overwhelming, but with the dedication and right pattern of this roadmap, you'll gain skills to build some amazing projects and your dream role as a full stack developer. So let's start now on this exciting journey and video together. Your roadmap to becoming a full stack developer starts now. For this one, I will be starting on HTML, and HTML is also partnered with CSS, which is this one. In this case, I've learned HTML and CSS through W3 Schools. I This is also the website that I was using when I was starting back way back on my first year college. Uh, and I was able to grasp the idea of what are the things or the tags that they are calling here. Uh, and after that, I created some projects. When I was starting for my journey, I tried to develop my own portfolio with the use of HTML and CSS. And then on the latter part, I applied JavaScript. As you can see in this repo, it is already 3 years ago. I built with this language is HTML and SCSS, and CSS and JavaScript on that. So mostly, uh, my way for this one is I do create some projects, like websites or forms, in HTML. It is one of the most important structure that I created. I was able to learn on how to develop login forms, contact forms, and such. It has many use cases in terms of developing forms. And then I add some styling. So for me, one of the most important topics that you should do or focus on in terms of CSS will be the responsive web design. There are many approach on how to do responsive web design. For me, it is much easier to develop through mobile first because you can already see the structure of the website that you will be creating. You can also view my GitHub profile for you to see on what are the websites that I develop and how I develop. So this is are the website or the things that I developed when I was still in my first year or my first time studying HTML and CSS that time. Another one is I also want you to visit on Free Code Camp. This is where I mostly learn on HTML and CSS because they provide some projects and they also provide certifications if you finish the steps that they will be giving you. So it is a good way or a practice for you if you want to learn more on HTML and CSS. So now we are now on the JavaScript section. So you can also see it at W3 Schools. So JavaScript is mostly already a programming language. It is a broader or a more harder type of learning because it does tackle many things that we will be needing to advance to the next step, which is hopping or using a framework or a library for this one. It does tackle mostly of the things that you will be needing to make your websites more on interactive to the users and such. It or error validations to the forms that you've created at HTML and CSS. This is the one handling that idea. Uh, I also recommend you to visit on the free code camp again of the JavaScript algorithm and data structure certifications for you to learn mostly on JavaScript because it tackles much specific things that you will be needing. They use sometimes JavaScript to interact with the CSS or styling of it. And then you can also use this for the responsive web design certification and such. They provide us more on other certifications for this one. You can use this website. I will be putting this on the description below later. But for this one, you mostly need to learn JavaScript for especially on making classes, functions, make sure to learn on async and such, because we will be needing it after JavaScript. We will now hop on the next part of the roadmap, which is React framework that some use Vue.js for developing instead of React. There are also other frameworks out there, but mostly that I've seen is they use React and Vue for development in terms of JavaScript framework. So here at the W3 school, they also provide a React tutorials, but in my case, I do study React in the Free Code Cup again, which is the front end development library certifications. If you're already familiar with the HTML and CSS and JavaScript, and you want to level up your skills, these certifications provide uh, a more in-depth for developing. One YouTube channel that I recommend will be Web Dev Simplified. It teach mostly on web developments and techniques that he uses. This is the channel that I mostly visit when I was learning React. It helps me on uh, updating to the new features or updates to React or JavaScript. He is also the one helps me on folder structure, to how to make it more on a clean type of code. He is the one also helps me in when should I jump to React if I'm already learning JavaScript. What are the key metrics that I should now jump to React like that? This is the YouTube channel that I mostly visit that time. So it is you can also search on other YouTube channels that you want, but this is the uh, thing that I recommend if you want to start from learning React. I was also learning PHP that time. So before hopping on a backend framework, we should also learn first the programming language that we will be using. So in some cases, like in the roadmap that it's stated that they've used Node.js because uh, you are already familiar with JavaScript, so it is much easier to pick. But you can also pick other back-end programming language if you want to. So in my case, I was learning PHP. W3 School also provide a tutorial on PHP, and it is just the same with JavaScript. It is still a programming language, so it wasn't uh hard for me to migrate to another programming language. The difference is it is the syntax itself. And then after learning PHP, I was able to hop on Laravel, which is a PHP framework. It provides many things. This is the backend that will be using in future projects and such. If there is freelance projects or people who wants to develop a full stack projects, because I am more on comfortable or confident in using this one. Laravel does provide some uh, features such as tokens and authentications. It also provide like mailing and such. It is much easier in terms of development. You can also use other backend programming language. It can be C Sharp, which is this one. C Sharp framework that they use is ASP.NET. You can also just search on ASP.NET. There you go. This is a C Sharp framework. It is still up to you. You can also use the Django if you want to, which is a Python programming language. But one tip that I will be giving you guys is you should learn first the programming language before hopping on the framework for this one. So here, the Git, Git is not a programming language, but it is a version control. It helps you keep track of the code changes. Uh, this is also the way on collaborating with other developers. Git and GitHub is will be the things or the friends or the technology that you will be using, but you can also use other platforms rather than GitHub. It can be Bitbucket and GitLab. It is also here at W3 Schools because uh, it helps you on tracking your code and what are the changes that you do, and you will know who made the changes. It is like you are coding in a team format or in a company type of format. So that's why Git and GitHub is also important for development. You can use W3 Schools, which I use in the first part, and then uh, I hop on like real projects where I do use Git and Git push. I do Git branch and like that. And it is up to you on how you want to learn Git, but it is uh, the thing that I've used, which is I gain experience through Git and GitHub. I familiarize myself in the technology itself. Next will be MySQL or a database management system. MySQL, I wasn't able to learn it through W3 schools, but this is the website that I use if I want to know how to select or insert. But I was able to learn MySQL course on the school. They tackle on how to insert, select from, and such, and how to add relationships to the tables and such. That is where I've learned my database management skills and how I've uh, progressed more of it. But in this case, you can also try to watch on free code camp videos about database. Here at the website, they also provide relational database certifications, which I didn't take, but it is a good starting point for you if you want to learn more on the database. Uh, I also recommend to add AI to your websites, but it still depends on website or the solutions that you are developing, it if it does need AI or not. But if it is just a side projects, I do recommend to add some AI for as a feature for this one. You can use OpenAI, which is their API. For this one, it provides it. They provide models and such, but with the cost, you can also use Gemini for this one to integrate these types of uh these types of features in your website. You can also go to roadmap that show again to find and learn more about AI, which is this one, AI and data scientist. You can also be an AI engineer if you want to. And mostly that's the thing that we will be tackling on AI. That I should recommend for you to guys to learn is which is this one, Linux basics. It is also important in terms of deployment already. Not just only in deployment, it is still uh, helpful for you in the latter part of your journey. You can also learn cloud infrastructure such as AWS. You can also use AWS. You can also use Azure if you want to. It is your choice on what cloud infrastructures that you want to learn. I already provide some videos in the past on how to create AWS Azure accounts in it. I'll just provide it also in the description for you. Now, I also want you to learn more on CI/CD. You can use CI/CD and also monitoring. In Roadmap Shoe, they provide GitHub Actions, but in my case, I do recommend you to go on Jira and learn more on project management for it for your team to be more on agile and good on the development phase if you want to learn about this one. And then I also want you to use Ansible. I already provide a video and also with Terraform on how to use these types of uh, technology stack. You can also search on other CI/CD. That's CI/CD. Then there you go. You can uh, see many uh, what is CI/CD. There are a lot of tutorials right here. You can also search for CI/CD tools. There you go. I also provide Jenkins or recommend Jenkins. I already have a video on how to use Jenkins or how to create Jenkins for your development. This one. I also do recommend this uh, for you to learn. And then lastly will be I also want you to learn more on testings. There you go. Testing development. In this case, I also want you to learn more on software testing lifecycle. It is a crucial part of developments because uh, softwares that we are using go through testing first before this one. But testing is another type of role. It is already on the QA, but in terms of development, it is also a good practice for us to test already the functions that we have created, such as unit testing. We should practice on like that. Also test planning. It is part. If you will learn Jira, they provide on what are the things for you to learn. So learning Jira will make you also learn on how is testing or what is the software testing life cycle. So I think that's it in terms of the video. I will not prolong it anymore. I hope you learn. Uh, I hope you learn things and such. I will also provide the article that I created in the years, and I will updated it. I'll put also it in the description if you want to have more on the article type of video. So, but I think that's it for this video. I hope it helps you, and don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel before hopping to the next video, and provide a like if it helps you. If you have some questions, you can also put it in the comments. So that's it, guys. Thank you for this one.